Hey guys, it's Jessica. I just wanted to make a quick little video for you guys today. Sort of a little advice video for those gentlemen out there that are in the dating world. I'm currently single, yet off the market, if you know what I mean.
So I was in the pizza shop yesterday all day and did a bit of a binge on YouTube, and I saw quite a few of Taylor the Fiend's work, a lot of his videos. So if you haven't seen him, Taylor the Fiend, go and check him out. So a lot of what he handles a lot of these videos with women broadcasting to the world, and he's got some interesting insights and some interesting advice for people. But one thing I noticed he doesn't really address a lot. I haven't seen all his work, but I don't think he's addressed this in what I was watching. Is that you've got this woman? This is just an example of this phenomena. Okay, I'm not singling her out. This is common to all of these videos, this sort of format. A woman here who is addressing all men. So she feels entitled to address all the men on YouTube, or probably all the men in the world, with her view about men in general and what's wrong with them, and she obviously thinks that she needs to be taken seriously and listened to, because she is, after all, a woman, and therefore uniquely positioned to speak for all women on this matter, and what she's saying is valid due to her ovaries, and although she's not in the market, this is advice that all gentlemen in the dating world, which probably doesn't, normally wouldn't include MGTOW, but however, but she's entitled to tell all men, because we are just simple creatures and we can't work this sort of stuff out for ourselves, obviously. She's entitled to tell us, or to give us, her good advice. So attention please, gentlemen.
Single, but not ready to mingle. Rather stay single right now. But how do I put this? I have gone on dates not too long ago, before I made this decision to just kind of stay on the low, if you know what I mean. And there's something that's really been bugging me, and I feel like I should make this quick little video for you guys. I feel like, I don't know, call me old school or whatever, but I feel like guys are kind of stepping down right now. Like, they're just, obviously it's not all guys, but I feel like it's a strong majority of guys right now that are just kind of sitting back and letting the girls do a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, okay, so I'm not going to call you old school at all. That would be silly. And you see a lot of men are stepping down. Well, I would say men are walking away. There's a lot of men doing that. I can see that from my perspective. So that's down to you women, mainly. You don't have a lot to offer, you see. So men are looking elsewhere. I think that's really the crux of it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, so to speak. Is that men come to that conclusion fairly early on in life these days. So there is that aspect to it. But let's hear what you've got to say.
And I don't know, I'm still very old school with that. I still feel like the guy should show interest and should be the one to, you know, start off a conversation. I mean, I'm talking about the beginning. I'm not talking about being in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, it's a two-street way. Things change, basically. I'm talking about if you're single and you're interested in a girl and you're just waiting for her to talk to you, good luck with that. Or when you take a girl out on a date, it should go without saying that the guy should pay, especially on a first date. I mean, it seems silly and basic, but it's happening and happened to me. Like, it's kind of irritating.
Yeah, again with the old school thing. So, so men should make the first move. If you're single and you've got to show interest in the woman by making the first move, by initiating the conversation. Okay. Now there's a few things around that, and the first thing is the power dynamic. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is the power of veto. Now this is one of the main reasons why women will not make the first move. I see it being described as women have no game and all that kind of crap, but it's not. It's about power, because what happens, what you're describing there is man makes the first move, asks the woman out on a date, and then the woman's going to sit back on the date and make the man impress her. Okay, so she's going to have no skin in the game whatsoever. She's going to be able to employ the man or not, and I mean that. It's a job interview, a date for a man, and the stakes are high. Okay, you ain't getting paid for it, man. Right? The men aren't getting paid for the job. Right? The women are gonna. They want the first move made, so that they don't have any risk involved, and they get this power of veto. They can say yes or no. They can say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've already got a boyfriend." They can say, "No, you're a creep. Fuck off." And the man's got nothing for his effort. Okay? And then you go on the date, and the man has to pay, because again, the woman is wanting the yes or no, to say, "Oh, look, I had a nice date, but I wasn't really impressed. You didn't impress me, so look, I'll call you if I can't find anything better. I'll call you." And of course, she hasn't. She's not out of pocket at all. It's cost her nothing to interview the man for the position, and she's under no obligation whatsoever to put out or to reciprocate anything in any way, and that is a position of power, and that's what this is. This is what this woman wants. She wants the power in the relationship from the get-go, from the beginning.
When you go on a date and it's time to pay for some movie tickets, and they're just kind of looking at you like, you're gonna pay it, like, so you have that awkward moment where the guy who's selling you the tickets is like, any of you will just give me your card or your money, you know? And so I was like, okay. I mean, this is the thing, guys, that you need to know the difference between a gold digger and a woman who's independent, but likes to be treated nicely. Because I can personally, speaking for myself, I can honestly, genuinely say that I don't need anybody's money in that sense. I don't need to go out to a movie and have you pay for me because I don't have money of my own. I work full time. Okay, you guys know I have an Etsy store. I have like side hustles. Like, I'm always trying to holler for another dollar. Okay, I'm a hustler, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a worker, I'm a hard worker, so I don't really need a meal from a guy. And that's not the point. The point is a gesture. It's showing that you have something to offer to this girl other than what's in between your legs, because that is clearly not enough these days.
Yep. Okay. So she doesn't need a man to pay for her. She's an Etsy. She's got an Etsy site or shop on Etsy, and she's always hustling for another dollar. That sounds fucking dodgy to me. Anyway, all right. If you think that's actually a job, good luck with that. But anyway, so what's happening here again is it's an economic power ploy here. Okay, so presumably they've gone out for a meal and then they've gone to the movies, and presumably the man's paid for the meal, and he's, I think, rightfully expecting her then to pay for the movie. Why wouldn't you? I mean, it's about equality, isn't it? Fair is fair. He's working, she's working, but that's not what it's about. It's about economic power in this little section here. This is Plan B, you see. So even when the woman is at the altar swearing fealty to the man for until death do they part, love, honour, sometimes obey, till death do us part, and at the same time she's got a stash of money and she's going to build on it over the next few years, just in case, and at some planned future date normally, when there's a couple of kids involved and there's some assets built up, she can then divorce the man and walk away with a considerable amount of money because it's been snaffled away in a little secret bank account somewhere, and then she gets the asset and the kids, and she can move on with finding the next man to do something. But so here's the thing, she's saying that what's between a man's legs is not enough these days. Yeah, well, there's equality, you see. It's what's between a woman's legs has never actually met expectations either, And the other thing is, if you're a man, you can get what's between a woman's legs on any street corner in any city anywhere in the world. And even if you're in a small town, you've got the town bike that you can ride, and that will normally be for free. So, her argument that she needs to feel special and all the rest. Well, you're not. You're not special. You've got nothing, nothing that's worth movie tickets and a meal, right? I mean, on the other side of the coin, this could easily be the boy testing her, right? See what she's all about. Are you actually one of these equality women, or are you not? But men are simple creatures, you see. We can't think like that. We don't. It's not in our nature. We just have one drive, and that's what's between our legs, and that's not enough now. So what can we do?
Especially if you're trying to get serious with a girl. I mean, even if you're not trying to be serious with her, come on, really? You're not even gonna pay for a movie ticket? Like, it's basic, okay? It's pretty simple. Just pay for your own stuff and pay for hers. If you don't have the money to do it, don't go on dates. It's very simple, and that is just what I believe. How can you invite somebody out on a date with no money in your pocket? Don't do something like that.
So you see, it is really simple, you see. there's nothing to it, right? So you've got to pay for yourself and pay for her, although she's an independent businesswoman who's quite capable of paying for herself, she's told us that, and all of the women are strong and independent, okay, but you've got to pay for them and yourself, and this is how simple it is, you poor, misguided, simple creature. Don't you understand? I hope that you've got, that you're dutifully impressed with this, and also you've got to realise that she's taking time out of her busy day, waiting for orders to come through from her Etsy shop. She's taken her time out of her busy day to instruct you poor, misguided and simple creatures as to the proper way that you should be behaving in this world today. Okay, she's a modern woman working online on a website she didn't actually create. Okay, let's get real there. That was written by men, I have no doubt at all. Although the concept could have been a woman's concept. Anyway, I don't know the details on that one. But you simple little creatures who can't figure all this sort of stuff out on your own. It's about you kowtowing to the desires of every woman, and she's speaking on behalf of them. So I hope that this helps. I hope that you're able to step up your game, you silly little men.
Try to avoid that at all costs. And there are girls that are going to be nice. They're going to be like, don't worry, I'll pay for my stuff, blah, blah, blah. Don't let her. Honestly, if you really like this girl, don't let her pay. I mean, you don't have to fight with her or anything, but just say, hey, I got it. Like, don't worry, please let me do this gesture for you. If you tell her like that, I want to do this gesture for you, there's no problem why. And make sure if she's feeling offended, say, this is not to offend you. I know you're an independent woman and you can do things on your own, but I want to do this as something of a kind, gentlemanly gesture.
Well, gee, I'm glad she's here to tell us these things. Even telling us what we need to say in this sort of situation where, a woman tries to pay for anything, really, in any context. We should, no, I want to do this kind gesture for you because I am a gentleman. That's what we need to be. I've got to lock that in, okay? That's the acceptable, pre-approved narrative that needs to be expressed in that situation. Now, that's going back to when I was dating. 9 times out of 10, the woman would pay because she wanted to impress me. It's funny hearing these young ones talking about like this. But I got to, going way back, having a drink in the bar with a woman was enough to get her in bed. I can't remember taking young women on dates at all. I don't think I've ever dated really young women as a young man, and when I was dating in my 30s and 40s, the women were paying most of it. So, yeah, it's funny how the world turns.
And I think she will be more than happy. Unless she's a crazy feminist, in which case she should not be dating her because she needs to chill out, if you know what I mean. Like, and girls, seriously chill out with that. The whole, what? You think that I don't have my own money? You think that I can't pay for my own stuff? Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Like, yeah, okay, great. You can pay for your own things, but you know, he's doing a nice gesture, so just take it and shut your mouth. Because of people like you, is that these guys are kind of stepping down.
You see, here we go. So because of her, she's missing out on the free stuff, you see, because of the crazy feminists. And so they need to just shut up. Because, you know, men, as long as men are the way they are, too stupid to figure any of this out on their own, you see. And if the women would just shut up, then girls like her, good girls like her, would be able to get all the free stuff, you see. You see, because men are too dumb to figure this out on their own. They're just a simple, dumb creature that needs to be, you know, out on the farm, ploughing away, or just walking up and down in a straight line. This is very simple, you see. Just put the yoke onto the plantation and let them walk, and then I can do what I want, you see. I can spend the money that the man generates, and I can, you know, have my little pretend business online here, selling, I don't know, cupcake holders or something with smiley faces. I don't know what she sells, but Etsy's about home craft work and stuff, so maybe she knits, I don't know. But you know, just she has these little side hustles, and you know, just pretending that life's fantastic, and she's, you know, entitled to do this as long as the men actually pay all the bills. And if the women are gonna you know, make noises like I'm strong and independent and I can pay for myself, then the veil falls away, you see. So shut up, feminists. You know, you're ruining her hustle. Okay? Jeez.
So, and then, you know, this whole independent woman thing, when it comes down to serious things later on in a relationship, they don't want to help, they don't want to contribute, they don't want to do anything. So honestly, those feminist enablers, seriously quit it. And guys, seriously, just step up to the plate. If there's a really cute girl that you really like, make sure you hustle for the money to take her out and give her a nice dinner, something nice. I mean, girls still appreciate that stuff. Another thing that really bugs me is when guys say girls just love to date douchebags. They don't like the nice guys. No, what we don't like is mopey guys. It's pussy guys. And I'm sorry, but guys who are not assertive, girls know exactly what I'm talking about. You want a guy who's assertive, who's confident, who knows what he wants, that knows how to treat a woman, and, you know, but at the same time gives a lady her place. Obviously, if she's a lady. If she's not, if she a hoe, then still, you're not supposed to disrespect women, but I mean, you're not going to treat her the same as someone who is respecting themselves.
Yeah, so if the crazy feminists would just piss off, she'd be fine, you see. You know, and just let if the men are like the cute girl like her, you know. I mean, at the end of this little section, she points to herself. You know, she's not a hoe, you see. She's not a garden tool. Yeah, and you know, she just so the feminists have put in place all these laws that disadvantage men in numerous ways, and they continue to do so. You know, we've been told how to address people using pronouns these days, and it's just ongoing. It's the shackles that are being put on men in particular, because women can do anything, you see. It's just men who have been shackled, legislated against. Women are above all that. They're angels, so there's no need for them to be legislated against. They can do whatever they like. We see that in the sentencing in the courts, you see. You know, a murderer gets a lighter sentence if they've got ovaries, that kind of thing. And that's the way it should be, of course. But if the feminists would just shut up now, so that she can hustle for free meals and free movie tickets from the boys, as long as they're going to step up and ask her out, of course, her being the cute one. So I want all the benefits for women that the feminists have put in place regarding the legal system and the divorce system and all the rest of it. And medical research is another one. Okay, like the money that gets spent on breast cancer, and it's like, breast cancer affects a tiny minority of women around the world, and in some cases men. But mostly it's women. And then there's prostate cancer, solely a man's issue. Almost no funding for research into prostate cancer anywhere in the world. And yet it's 1 in 3 men get prostate cancer. And women with their breast cancer, like it's a 96-year-old woman has a 1 in 127 chance of getting breast cancer. And that's because there are so few 90-year-old women, for Christ's sakes, But that aside, so she wants the feminists to stop, to shut up, but she's not going to roll any of that stuff back or fight for equality for men regarding the inequality that the feminists have imposed upon the world. She's not going to. It's just like she wants her cake and she wants to eat it too. And if the feminists would just stop telling men not to approach women, everything would be fine. She'd get lots of free stuff. So feminists, you're annoying. It's bad.
So that is my little advice, guys. Step up to the plate. Go back to the chivalrous men that you used to be, and don't be those lazy, blood-sucking men that are just so embarrassing to be out with. And I promise you, you will not hear from her again if you pull one of those. If she's a real normal girl, I mean, I'm not talking, like I said, I'm not talking about these blood-sucking girls that don't do anything, don't lift a finger, don't work, don't go to school, don't do anything. I'm talking about the women who work, who are ladies, who still appreciate acts of chivalry. You treat a woman like that correctly, you treat her nice, and you do everything right by her. And that is just my little tip of the week.
Yeah, so there you go. Men have got to go back to being chivalrous and treating a lady like a lady. And then she'll, spread her legs for you, you see. Well, maybe, if nothing better comes along in the next few hours on my Tinder date, my Tinder website. But men have got to be, chivalrous about it, right? Because it's a female prerogative. And it's there are blood-sucking women out there, the gold diggers, and that she's only asking for free stuff. She's not a gold digger, right? Not yet, anyway. And she's morally superior to the other women, and of course to the men. That goes without saying. Obviously. And if we just go back to being chivalrous, she'd be able to maintain this veto power over men, and get her pick and her free stuff and live life like a queen, the queen that she knows she is. I mean, she's speaking on behalf of all women or at least all good women like her, to all men out there. And men, you've got it wrong. You've got to be chivalrous. You can't treat women like equals. All right? That's no, you can't do that. You've got to believe our lies, that we are, that you are simple creatures, and that we need to be impressed with you, or you get nowhere, right? So just remember that, and take that to heart, gentlemen. Anyone in his right mind, of course, is just going to walk away. MGTOW. I mean, I see this diatribe here, and you just don't date Western women. It's as simple as that, right? I mean, she's saying she's worth something. Well, yeah, not worth anything to me, love. And I'm not picking on her. Okay, this is just one example amongst many online. Okay, one example amongst many. So, gentlemen, this is the advice that women are giving men. This is the advice that they're giving each other. And good luck, ladies. You'll never work it out because you're not interested in what men have got to say. And so that's fine. There are plenty of women out there in the East that appreciate men, they respect men, and they want to be with men. So, we're not losing out. We're just walking away from you.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and leave a comment down below on more video ideas that you want me to talk about. Until then, I love you guys.